artist, art teacher Abby here again, ready to make some fun spring art with you. Today we're going to be working on our bubble print beehives from the Sprouts seasonal box. Let's get out our project card and see what all we need. We're going to need our beehive template, bubble wrap, yellow paint, a sponge brush, a plate, wooden spoons, black paper, a black marker, googly eyes, glue, and you'll need your scissors that came in your other box or came in your box this month. Let's get started. Okay, first I'm going to take my styrofoam plate and my bottle of yellow paint. Just pour a little bit in there. I'll save the rest for later because I'll need that in a little while. And I'm going to grab my sponge brush and one of my wooden spoons. We got 2 of these little wooden spoons. I'm going to dip my brush in there and just paint my wooden spoon. And we are using the color yellow. Any guesses what we're making with our color yellow? Let's think about some things in springtime that are yellow. What can you think of? Maybe daffodils. What other kinds of flowers can you think of? Can you think of any insects that are yellow? Did you say a bumblebee? You're right, bumblebees are yellow. And that's what we're making with our little wooden spoons today. I'm just coating my little wooden spoon in a layer of yellow, trying to smooth out my paint as best I can. I know that these foam brushes can be a little tricky because they're not very small for these little spaces here, but I'm going to keep working. And I'm going to set it down so I can get this little bit that I couldn't reach when I was holding it. Alright, now I'm going to grab my other one and just do the same thing. I'm going to cover it in yellow. And if you need to squirt out more paint, you can if you run out. If you need a grown-up to help, you can always ask for some help. Okay, I'm going to set that one down. Get that little bit there that I missed. Here we go. Alright, I got my spoons covered, so now I'm going to let those dry. And now I'm going to set these off to the side so that they can dry and I can use my plate for some more paint. Alright, so now what I'm going to need is my piece of bubble wrap and my beehive template here. So we've got this beehive. And I'm going to set my brush off to the side for just a second. I'm going to put it on the edge of my plate since it still has some paint on it. And I'll need my yellow paint. I'm going to fill up my plate some more. And then I'm going to dip my brush in the yellow paint. And I'm going to put some yellow paint on top of my bubble wrap. And I want the bubbles facing up. So instead of the flat side facing up, I want the bubbles facing up. And I'm going to paint those bubbles. And you don't need to cover the whole bubble sheet. And if you don't want to, you really just need a space covered. So mine's looking like this right now. And then I'm going to flip it over very carefully. I'm watching my fingers. See, I didn't cover the whole thing so that my fingers can still hold the outside edge. I'm just going to place it on top of my beehive and press down like this. And then I'm going to carefully lift it up. Look at that! I got a little bubble print. So you can kind of see that maybe I had a lot of paint in this area and not as much paint in that area. So when I go to add some more, I'm gonna try not to have as much paint as I did the first time so I can get more of those little bubbles. And I'm gonna paint my bubble wrap again and flip it over and press. And squish it down and peel it up. Now let's see what happens if we just press it down without adding more paint, what that looks like. Maybe we have enough paint on our bubbles to make some more. There we go. So we're just gonna keep doing this until we've covered our whole beehive. Doesn't it kind of look like a honeycomb now? Did you know that you could use bubble wrap to print like this? We're gonna keep going like that. So what we're doing is something in art called print making. And that's anytime you're using like a stamp to add a picture or a design over and over and over again, that's called print making. And that's a type of art making that some artists do. And we're using bubble wrap to do print making. I'm gonna add some more. I'm just gonna keep adding to my beehive until I've covered most of it and I feel like it's got enough bubble design on it. There we go. Maybe some right up here. There we go, just like that. That looks pretty good, don't you think? Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to let our beehive dry and we need to let our yellow spoons dry. So I'll see you back here in a little bit when both of those are dry. Okay, artists, my spoons are nice and dry. So now what I'm gonna do is turn these into some little bee puppets. So what you'll need are your spoons, your black paper, the googly eyes that came inside of your Artful Seeds bag. So find your googly eyes inside of there. Some scissors, some glue, and a black marker. So I'm going to start by taking my black marker, and with my marker, I'm just going to add some bee stripes. And you can make them all the way down your spoon if you want, or you can just do them halfway. You can do some up here. You can make your stripes more round like this, or more straight. Whatever you want. Because like I say, it's your art and you get to make it look how you want. I think for this one I'll stop there. And this one. Some right here. Might make this one look a little bit more round. See what that looks like. And maybe I'll try these stripes a little bit thicker than my other one just to kind of play around and see what looks good. Here. Now I've got some bee stripes. Then with my black paper, I'm going to fold this in half like this. So what I'm doing is I'm matching the corners to the corners and I'm pressing in the middle so that I can fold it in half. Then I'm going to cut this in half so that I have two folded pieces. And from one folded piece, I'm going to fold it in half again, like this, so matching corner to corner. And then I'm going to, on the folded side, so see it's open here, so on the folded side, I'm going to cut some wing shapes out. And your wing shapes can look any way you want. And if you need some help from a grown-up to cut, ask for some help. So see, it almost looks like the letter B, a capital B shape. And when we open it up, now it looks like wings. And because I folded it in half, I have two. So now both of my bees have some wings. Then I'm gonna take my other folded piece of paper and I'm going to cut a little bit of a circle with some little antennae sticking out. And you can include the antennae on top of the bee's head, or you don't have to. You can decide that part. So this is what my shape looks like. I have kind of a circle with almost like bunny ears. And you can make yours look however you want, but that's what I decided to do with mine. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue the heads to the top of our spoon. We're gonna glue our wings on here. And then you've got some googly eyes that you can add to the face here. So I'm gonna get out my glue and start adding those things in. Sometimes our glue gets stuck and you might need a grown-up to help you, but if you shake your glue down to the bottom, a lot of times that will help. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue. Oh, mine might be stuck. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here. I set my wings kind of where I want them to go. And you can put your wings wherever you want. If you want them lower, if you want them higher, you get to decide. I'm going to put another dot where my head goes. Now I'm going to put 2 dots for the eyes. Oop, that might be a big dot. You just need a little dot. And then you can place your googly eye right on top. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And then I'm going to add the wings and the head to this bumblebee right here. So you just need a little line. You don't need too much glue. I'm going to set my paper and kind of press down with my finger here to get it to start to stick. I'm going to put a little dot here, a little circle of glue, put the other head on, like that. And I'm going to add a dot here, and a dot here. Just like that. And then we're going to let this sit and dry. And then we're going to check on our beehive and see if that is all dry, and we're going to cut that out. Alright, my beehive is all dry. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut right around the edge here. And again, if you need a grown-up to help you cut, you just ask for some help. But I'm just going to cut right around this edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want the shape of our beehive here. Like that. I'm going to take these extra scraps and I can throw those away. I can set my beehive here, and whenever my little bumblebees are dry, I can play little bumblebee puppets with them, because now they're little bee puppets. And if you have the Sprouts box from our winter box, if you wanted to, you could add some light crayon designs on your black paper, because that would show up on our black paper. But these look pretty cute just the way they are. Buzz, buzz, buzz. All right, time to play, spring friends. Buzz, 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 buzz. Thanks for making art with me. I'll see you next time.